Hi, I'm Casey and I am videoing from here in Melbourne, Australia. I had a friend over the other day who came to look at some things that I have, and we were sitting down and I was telling her a little bit of my story about how I joined Younique and why I'm still here. And she really encouraged me to make a video and tell everybody my story because she thinks that it might help some people. So here I am, putting myself out there, and if you take something away from it, that's really good. I'm pleased about that. I have tissues ready in case I cry, just so you know. So I'm originally from a small town called Wanganui, New Zealand, and I moved to Australia about 8.5 years ago in 2007 and completely restarted my life. I walked in with a suitcase and that was it. That's all I had. So just a little bit about how I joined Younique. It's actually a little bit of a tragic story. I am a die-hard fan of the show Teen Mum, or Teen Mom if you want to do American styles. I have watched every episode of every season. I follow all of the girls on Facebook and Twitter, although I don't really go on Twitter that much, but I still follow them. And in 2014, I think it was, I started seeing photos of two of the girls on Facebook where they had tried this 3D fiber mascara. And I have never really been into makeup at all, strangely enough. But I've always had this big issue with my eyelashes because they are tiny. And I've always complained that I didn't see the point in even wearing mascara because you still couldn't see it because my eyelashes are so small. So anyway, I saw these girls wearing this mascara and they had it, photos all over Facebook and what have you, and people were sharing them, using them as marketing tools, which is cool. And so I decided to go looking for it. I had no idea that it was from an MLM company, had no idea that it was network marketing or anything like that, and I just went looking for it, and I googled and I searched everywhere, and finally I found the Younique website. And I said to my partner at the time, I need to have it and I'm ordering it. So I did, but then I realised that I had to attach it to a presenter, and I was like, oh, right, so that's what it is. So I did, and I literally just clicked on the presenter map and found the one closest to my area, and that was the girl who's now my sponsor, Kylie, and I ordered it. And then I sent her a message. I read a little bit about it and what it was, and I liked the idea that it was a social media based company. That really pleased me a lot. And I've always had a little bit of an interest in party pan type companies. I was going to join another company a few years ago, but just when I was about to join, they actually closed the doors and went out of business. So I'm kind of glad I dodged that bullet. And twice in my life, I have dabbled a little bit with another well-known makeup company as well, but never really had any success. So where was I? So then I sent my now sponsor a message, and I was like, so what's this company about? What do you do? How is it? Blah blah blah. And she added me on Facebook, and she added me into a group, and I kind of had a little look around, and I didn't really feel anything. I was just, okay, cool. I had a bit of a look, and then a couple of weeks later, she posted on her own Facebook, that she had some sample bags, and I knew she lived close, so I was like, yeah, I'll take one. And I went around and I had a look, and she showed me the range, and I fell in love immediately. It was just amazing. I thought it was crazy. So some of you may or may not know that I do have depression and a mental illness as well. And part of that is that I make some very impulsive decisions. So I did. I went home and I drew money out of our house savings account and I joined. And it was the best $129 I've ever spent in my life. What Younique has done for me has been amazing, particularly recently, which I'll get into soon. So I didn't really do a whole lot with my business. I started with all this enthusiasm, as I always do, and I was ready to go, and I signed someone else up, and I did my 2000 PRS really quickly, and I got really close to achieving fast out. I just missed out on it, but that's okay. But I was just in love with the product, and I built my kit quickly. I spoke to people who I knew loved makeup, and I got a reasonable customer base. But then I kind of petered off a little bit, and I didn't really do a lot. And I was working full-time at the same time. My now ex-partner and I were building this very house that I'm sitting in. So I didn't put as much in, and I didn't realize how much you did have to put in, but didn't put as much in as what I should have, and I guess I didn't want it as much as I should have wanted it or could have wanted it. But over the year and a half, I hadn't had a lot of success. I just petered along, took orders when I had them, just didn't really do an awful lot, wasn't particularly consistent or whatever. But I did notice throughout that time, so I'm just going to adjust myself. Throughout that time, I did notice that Younique has an amazing sisterhood. Everybody is crazy supportive of each other. There's very little to no negativity. Everybody just loves each other and cheers on everyone else's success. And I just found that truly amazing. About a year ago, I think it might have been, one of our Younique sisters actually ended her life. And from that, one girl, which turned into probably a team of about 10 of us, actually created a Y Sisters support network. So any Y sister who suffers with depression or just needs a bit of an emotional support now and then. So there was a group created, and it now has over 20,000 people in it, which I thought was pretty amazing. Talking numbers, I was presenter number 85,000 and something, and there's now 400,000 as we expand globally. The sisterhood is getting bigger and bigger, and everybody just loves each other. Everybody is amazing. So over the course of my time, I've enrolled probably about 7 or 8 people, and I now have a team of 13 under me, which is amazing. In November last year, I decided to get stubborn, which I probably should have done a lot sooner, and I sat there on my couch for 72 hours and I pushed and I promoted to pink, which was an amazing experience. It was very exhilarating. And then 2 days later, we promoted my sponsor to green and her sponsor to black, which was the top of the company, which was just amazing. It was so unreal to see the amount of support our teams had for each other, and what we were willing to do to get to that point to help somebody else achieve their goal. And I would probably look back at that as probably one of the most exhilarating times in my time with Younique. But what I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about, and this is me really putting myself out there, is 2016 started horribly for me. There's a lot happened within 20 days of the first 20 days of the year, and it just went from bad to worse. And I'm not going to explain it. I'm not going to blast my washing all over Facebook, but it was pretty horrible, to the point where I went very deep into a depressive episode, and in the beginning of February, I very nearly made the decision to end my life. It was a very hard time for me. It was a shock to me because I haven't been that unwell for a very long time. And I ended up in hospital for quite some time. What I think saved me, and this may sound cheesy or corny or whatever, but it's the absolute truth. I'm fairly sure that my business saved my life because it was all that I had left. There was nothing else left. That's all I had. That's all I had to keep me going. And I was thinking of my team and how they would cope, and not wanting to let them down, and my Y sisters and I tend to post a lot of positive stuff on Facebook every day, and I was reading it, and I got to thinking while I was sitting in the hospital, this is worth living for. If you have nothing else, at least live for the fact that you can help other women achieve their dreams. At least live for the fact that you can watch and celebrate other people's success. And now it gives me something to do with my days every day. I am stuck in my house by myself most days, and I don't even feel like I'm stuck in my house by myself because I'm just talking to people all day. So really and truly, Younique has saved my life. It's my affiliation with it has saved my life. It's given me a purpose. It's given me a reason to keep going. And not the weekend just gone, but the weekend before, I attended a conference in Brisbane for Younique. It was our first Australian training that was organised by a corporate, and it was phenomenal. I had the best time. I met some of my most amazing friends that I've made through Younique. I met them there for the first time face to face, and that was just fantastic. It was really a beautiful day, and a beautiful couple of days in Brisbane. My journey has formed some of the best friendships I've ever had, and yes, while most of those friendships are online, they are still friendships that I hold dear. My team and my sidelines and my uplines and everybody. And through this breakdown that I had, I actually found that a lot of my support came from my Younique sisters. And I've never had that before. I've had breakdowns in the past and not felt as supported as I did this last time. Excuse me. And like I said, most of my support was the amazing support I have, and I can never thank people enough, was from friendships that I've made with Younique and from other presenters of Younique themselves. So I just wanted to share a little bit with you about how I came about Younique, which was just a ridiculous fangirl story, and why I'm still here. And I realized through this breakdown that I had and the support I had, that this is why I'm here. This is why I've never given up on Younique. No, I haven't been 100% active and putting in every effort. I could have been the whole time, but the reason why now, I think, because everything happens for a reason, I think the reason why I've never given up and the reason why I've stayed, somewhat active is because Younique was there to save my life. And that's just the beginning and end of it. I can't thank Younique as a company enough. I can't thank the experience enough. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now, and I'm going to get off here before I cry. But I just wanted you to know anything's possible. It can be a hobby, it can be a lifesaver, it can be a life changer. This opportunity can be anything you want it to be. And that's really all there is to it. Okay, thanks. Bye.